Welcome and thank you for your interest in the Center for Gifted Studies at Thomas E. Weightman Middle School. My name is Frida Abercrombie and I'm the coordinator for the Center for Gifted Studies, and I'll be leading you through this presentation to give you some information. At the end there'll be information on how you can contact me should you have any questions. Thank you. On this slide, you can see some very important information about how you can choose the Center for Gifted Studies at Weightman Middle School. And a little later in the presentation, I'm going to give you some more information about how you can do it even if you don't make these particular deadlines. These choice windows apply especially if you are not at one of our feeder schools. Then you have to do it through the school choice window. But if you are at one of our feeder schools, you'll have other options for choosing us as well. Many of the valedictorians for Wesley Chapel High have come through our program as we feed to them pretty regularly. Samantha Politano, who graduated in 2017, said that her time in the gifted program prepared her to demand more challenging material and also helped her self-confidence grow, and to the point that she was ready to take on the world. When students arrive in middle school, particularly at Weightman Middle School, they are placed on teams. All of the teams have Wildcat names, and the teams are made up of a science teacher, a social studies teacher, a math teacher, and a language arts teacher. Our gifted students are also put on teams, but their teachers have been specially trained in gifted students' needs, characteristics, and how to teach them. The team affiliations for our gifted students are the Bobcats, the Bengals, and the Cheetahs. That's the Bobcats in the 6th grade, the Bengals in the 7th, and the Cheetahs in the 8th. Gifted classes are in language arts, all grades, accelerated science, that's our 6th and 7th gifted science classes, and then that leads to the physical science honors high school credit class in 8th grade. All students take U.S. history in 6th, civics in 7th, and world history in 8th, and so do our gifted students. All math classes are considered basic or advanced. There are no gifted math classes. Students are placed in math classes based on grades and test scores only. So what's the difference between gifted and advanced? Well, advanced is going to always be based on performance. In advanced programs, students have to maintain a B or better, and teachers don't really have any special training for advanced courses. Gifted, however, is a way of thinking, of being. And gifted kids are still gifted regardless of how they perform, and they have really distinct learning and emotional needs that are best served by a program staffed by trained teachers. Now, on the east side of Pasco, we are the only self-contained gifted program here at the Center for Gifted Studies. All other gifted services offered at different places are inclusion. So inclusion means that they will have high achieving students in the class, but they won't necessarily be gifted. Now, in the inclusion programs, teachers are sometimes trained in gifted needs. At least one of the teachers will be. And there could be one gifted kid in the class, there could be 20 gifted kids in the class. But the curriculum tends to match what's done only in other advanced classes, and it's not necessarily differentiated for the gifted. And they generally can't talk about giftedness in a class where not everyone is gifted. In our self-contained programs, such as here at the Center for Gifted Studies, it's only gifted students who are in the classes, and they have a minimum of 3, language, arts, science, and social studies. All of the teachers of those courses are trained, endorsed in gifted needs. Class size still applies to us, and the curriculum, we often have a great deal more leeway in the curriculum and being able to tailor it to our students' needs, and we can talk about what it means to be gifted as often as we want. So gifted language arts here in our program, we do a lot of researching and writing. We focus on our speaking skills, both in class and for the district. We have a very strong vocabulary development program, commonplace books, portfolios. They start these in 6th grade. We keep work samples for 3 years. They show them to parents and do student-led conferences. And then parents are involved on a weekly basis through planner checks. And we read more novels than most other language arts programs do. Gifted science, we try to be as hands-on as we can with our investigations and our demonstrations. We have a lot of technology, also based on research, and this one's really good for nonfiction reading strategies and test preparation. And Mr. Ackett's 8th grade science class is a high school physical science credit now. In our social studies program, which is U.S. history at 6th grade, civics at 7th, and world history at 8th, also research skill based, lots of primary and secondary historical documents. All 3 grade levels participate in the National History Day Fair. We really work on those communication skills and being good citizens, and we cross-curricular with the other subjects when we can. All throughout our program, we have a strong technology use, and that's just increasing all the time. We do both independent and group work. Teachers are approachable, accessible. We want to work with the families. We want to establish that relationship early in 6th grade. It's a stable program. Our teachers have been together for years. They're trained in the needs of gifted students, but it's also a dynamic program that grows and changes as is needed. And we have an affiliation with the USF through our professional development school relationship. Because we're that self-contained program taught by teachers who are trained, we know how to work with both the typical gifted student and the unique ones too. I can promise you that we rely on your support and your input, because kids change as they come to middle school, and they could be experiencing both academic and social, but also emotional changes. And sometimes your kiddo changes right in front of your eyes. We're here to help with these, and as a partnership, I know we can help move them on successfully to high school. So some of the most common challenges we see in our middle school gifted students: underachievement, maybe they're used to getting all A's and then suddenly they're not; perfectionism, taking way longer than they should to do the work; they have anxiety, sometimes brought on by the perfectionism or their time management issues; occasionally they're socially awkward; and probably 75% of them have organizational skills challenges. These are embedded in all of our gifted programs as far as strategies and skills to help them manage these challenges. Now, in our program, we have school-wide involvement. Our kiddos get service hours. They're involved in the community, in JHS, Odyssey of the Mind, any kind of school program. They're not segregated or kept away from the rest of the school. They're highly integrated in our sports and our band programs. They're often leaders. We generally have multiple Odyssey of the Mind teams, including those that go all the way to the World Finals. If you are not zoned for Weightman Middle School, you can get hub-based bus transportation. This year that was based strictly on getting your child to Pasco Middle School, but we are working on expanding that. So how can you choose this program? Well, you do have that one choice to do it through the application window, but you also want to make sure that when you complete your articulation forms in February, that you put TEWMS, Center for Gifted Studies, on the form so that I get your paperwork. Also, send Miss Abercrombie, that's me, an email, and I'll keep an eye out for your paperwork, and that way you receive an invite to our EP meeting in May. You can actually choose to come to us at any time in middle school. Even if you're enrolled in one of the other programs, you find out it doesn't really work for your child, you absolutely can come to us at Weightman. You have a legal right, your child has a legal right to get these gifted. Our main goal at the Center for Gifted Studies at Weightman Middle School is that your child will finish middle school ready and hopefully willing to face whatever academic challenges, emotional challenges that high school and even college might throw at them, and that they're prepared for those challenges. In order to do that, we're really going to challenge them here. We're going to nurture them while they learn the tough lessons. And I gotta ask, please let them learn the tough lessons. It's gonna sound loud sometimes, it's gonna sound whiny sometimes. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. I can promise you that. And they will come out the other side ready and able to do whatever life and school demands of them.
Hi, my name is Amy Gallo, and I'm a student at the University of Florida, graduating in just a few months and going to start my career with Wink News as a reporter very shortly. I'm also working as an anchor, producer, and reporter here on campus with WFT, which is a NPR and PBS affiliate for North Central Florida. And as I'm looking forward to graduation and kind of reflecting back on my time as a student, my time at Weightman Middle School in the gifted program really stands out to me. It taught me so much about being goal-oriented and working hard and really going for my dreams. And the teachers there really supported me every step of the way. It's a great program. It's a great chance to find yourself and really learn all these skills that come in handy going into college, going into a career, and I'm forever grateful to Weightman Middle School.
Any more information, you can contact Miss Abercrombie at the